I never really intended to join up, and certainly not the infantry. My friend Carl said he wasn't going to continue his school, and that he was going to serve a term first. This made me think. He seemed to think it was right, and natural, and obvious. So I told him that I was going to join up too. And then I took it up with my father. A lot of my friends are doing federal service.
You were thinking of applying.
Have you lost your mind? I'd rather take 10 lashes in public square than see you ruin your life.
It's a term of service. It's not a career. I just want to get out on my own. See the galaxy for a couple of years.
Johnny, people get killed in the federal service.
The adverts read, "Young people from all over the world are joining up to fight for the future. Join the mobile infantry and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship." I want to be a citizen. It's my decision, and I've made it.
You walk out that door, you are cut off, young man. You understand me?
When we were at school, Professor Rashak had a very clear view of the world.
What's the moral difference, if any, between a civilian and a citizen?
I'd learned my textbooks. A citizen accepts personal responsibility for the safety of the body politic. A civilian does not.
But do you understand it? Do you believe it? I doubt anyone here would recognize civic virtue if it reached up and bit you in the ass.
My friends and I all started to get quite excited about what was happening.
Hey, don't forget about this afternoon. He's always late when he walks you home to fish for a kiss.
Get out of here. Marco's sister made pilot.
So will you.
I mean, imagine flying 500,000 tons of Starship. You gotta have nerves of steel.
Yeah, you do. Let's see how yours hold up.
We want to save the world. We want to see the galaxy. Help each other set us free. We want to save the world. We want to save the world. We wanna see the galaxy and help each other set us free. We wanna save the world.
Of the meaning and consequences of this oath. Enroll in the federal service, but not less than 2 years, and as much longer as may be required by the needs of the Federation.
We're the kids that will save the world. We're the kids that will save the world. The galaxy is waiting for us.
So how'd you kids do?
I'm gonna be a pilot.
Good for you.
Infantry, sir.
Good for you. Mobile infantry made me the man I am today.
Here I go. Show me the way and give me a gun. Here I go. Train me to be a killing machine. Here I go. I can be the one you need.
Let's make a vow. No matter what, we'll always be friends.
Here I go. Show me the way and give me a gun. Here I go. Train me to be a killing machine. Here I go. Show me the way. Show me the way. I can be the thing you need to win.
Clendathu. It was the homeworld of the bugs. It was the source of the meteor attacks on Earth. Klendathu orbited a twin star system whose brutal gravitational forces had given the bugs an almost unlimited supply of asteroids. These asteroids they could throw at Earth. The view was that to ensure the safety of Earth, Klendathu and its inhabitants must be destroyed. Must be destroyed.
Where did it come from? Why was it sent? This terrible sky. Where did it come from? Why was it sent? And caused us to die.
The devastation we are seeing is unparalleled. Judging from early estimates, millions dead, a city in ruins. The meteor was shot out of orbit by bug plasmas that derived from Klendathu, the arachnids' home planet. Buenos Aires has been wiped off the earth.
Meteors in from space to wipe us out, targeting the human race. There was no doubt. The galaxy
The powers of Earth had to form a response. They prepared the attack.
We'll wipe them out. We'll wipe them out.
It was decided to stage an operation to attack Klendathu. It was called Operation Bughouse. It took the loss of Buenos Aires to make the groundhogs realize that anything was going on. Because people who haven't been out into space don't really believe in the reality of other planets, not where it counts. But now, they had to believe.
Who's down on the ground? Take 'em out. Gun cocked. Take 'em out. Take 'em out. Who's down on the ground? Gun cocked. Take 'em out. Take 'em out. Gun cocked. Take 'em out. Who's down on the ground? Take 'em out. Here we go. Show me the way and give me a gun. Here I go. Show me the way. Show me the way. Here I go.
Operation Bughouse should have been called Operation Madhouse. Everything went wrong. It had been planned as an all-out move to bring the enemy to their knees, occupy their capital and key points of their home planet, and win the war. Instead, it darn near lost the war. I do have one comment to make to any armchair strategists who have never made a drop. Yes, I agree that the bug's planet possibly could have been plastered with bombs until it was surfaced in radioactive glass. But would that have really won the war? So let's take the story back to boot camp. This is where I met the sergeant, Sergeant Zim.
Most of you will not live to be in the mobile infantry. The trouble is, you are not good enough the way you are. I am your senior drill instructor, Career Sergeant Zim. Think together! Think this had to happen to me. What a bunch of apes. Anytime you miss your mommy, quit! Do something for 1248, you grab your gear, you take a stroll down Washout Lane. Do you get me?
Sir, yes, sir! If you want to buy your farm nice and early, buy it as soon as you meet your bus buck. I'll play nice and make it so easy. Sergeant Sims here to give you a hug. No, you maggoty ape, I'll bust you open for forgetting to call me sir. I'm gonna beat you into a soul shot, make you forget the loser you are. Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. No, you maggoty ape, I'll bust you open for forgetting to call me sir. I'm gonna beat you into a soul shot, make you forget the loser you are.
Forget about it, Ace. You don't stand a chance.
What makes you even think you're gonna make squad leader, Rico?
Something I got you don't.
You rich kids are all the same.
It isn't about that. It's about who's the best.
When the games are over, children, you will be firing live ammunition in a simulated combat environment. You will exercise extreme caution on my assault course. Do you get me? Sir, yes, sir! Rico, take him out.
First fire team with me. Next team in 10 seconds.
Maximum score has been 280. I expect you to do better.
Rico, did you give the recruit permission to remove his helmet?
Sir, yes, sir. He reported a helmet malfunction, and I asked him to show me.
Are you rated to repair the M3 tactical helmet, Rico?
Sir, no, sir.
Then why did you order your man to remove his helmet during a live fire exercise?
Sir, I needed everyone in my squad operational, sir. I wanted to win, sir.
Sergeant, we've already lost 2 recruits over this incident. Do you think there's any possibility of salvaging this man?
Yes, sir, I do.
We'll try administrative punishment.
I made my mistakes. I took my lashes. You will learn through pain. I thought I was something I wasn't. Or maybe I was. But I took my punishment. I took my lashes.
probably stinks you going.
Yeah, well, the mobile infantry will just have to get along fine without me.
I don't get it, Rico. You took your licks. If they didn't want you, they would have kicked you out.
I joined up for the wrong reasons. I got a guy killed. It was as we were talking that the meteor hit Buenos Aires.
The devastation we are seeing is unparalleled. Judging from early estimates, millions dead. A city in ruins. The meteor was shot out of orbit by bug plasmas. Buenos Aires has been wiped off the earth.
What do you want, Rico?
I wish to reconsider my request to drop out, sir.
You already signed your 1248, son.
Major, I know it was wrong.
You made your decision, son.
Sir, my mother was in Buenos Aires.
Is this your signature, Rico?
Sir, yes it is, sir.
Doesn't look like it to me. Carry on, Fred.
Yes, sir. After the meteor strike, preparation escalated at boot camp. It was clear we were being prepared for a large operation. Meanwhile, Carl was making good progress in military intelligence.
Your basic arachnid warrior isn't too smart, but you can blow off a limb. It's still 86% combat effective. Here's a tip. Aim for the nerve stem and put it down for good.
Eventually, we were deployed on board ship and sent to our first operation. There was a good atmosphere in the squad, and we were looking forward to facing a real enemy.
No one here in the AQZ knows exactly when the invasion of Klendathu will occur, but everyone's talking about it, and the talk says tomorrow. Here's a bunch of MI kids that look like they could eat bugs for lunch.
Yum, yum, yum.
So, Trooper, you're not too worried about fighting the arachnids?
Hey, shoot a nuke down a bug hole, you got a lot of dead bugs.
I just hope it's not over before we get some.
Some say the bugs were provoked by the intrusion of humans into their natural habitat, that a live and let live policy is preferable to war with the bugs.
Let me tell you something. I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say kill them all.
Yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah! Oh yeah!
Let us do what we were meant to do. Let us play. Let us do what we were meant to do. Let us try. Be the kids, save the world. Let us be what we were meant to be. Let us try. Let us be the kids who will save the world. This is a call to arms for all humanity. This is a call to arms for everyone to see. We will deliver you from harm and kill to give you peace. This is a call to arms. We are the price of keeping you free. Boots down on the ground, take 'em out, gun cocked. Boots down on the ground, take 'em out, gun cocked. Take 'em out. Take 'em now.
You smash the entire area. You kill anything that has more than 2 legs. You get me? We get you, sir.
After the failure of Operation Bughouse, the news broadcast that it was a crisis for humankind. The military had severely underestimated the arachnids' defensive capability. Accepting responsibility for Clendathu, the present Sky Marshal resigned, bringing in a new Sky Marshal with a differing approach.
To fight the bug, We must understand the bug. We can ill afford another Clendathu.
The truth was, the Terran Federation was not then able to mount a large battle. Operation Bughouse had cost too many ships and too many troops. They needed more time to build new ships and train more troops. In the meantime, small, fast ships, among them the Roger Young, tried to be everywhere at once, keeping the enemy off balance, hurting them, and running.
Ticonderoga, this is Roger Young requesting approach vector.
The loss of our lieutenant during Operation Bughouse had hit the squad hard. Luckily though, our replacement, our new lieutenant, was someone I knew very well. Our old professor from school, Rashak.
So I hear you, Lieutenant. Real nutbuster.
No one talks about the lieutenant that way. He saved my life.
Mine too.
Welcome to the Roughnecks.
Wildcats, we're up next.
At ease, listen up. Got a new Sky Marshal and a new battle plan.
Gonna clean out the systems outlying Clendathu, one planet at a time.
I always get the shakes before a drop. I've had the injections, of course, the hypnotic preparation, and it stands to reason I can't really be afraid. The ship's psychiatrist has checked my brainwaves, and he tells me it isn't fear. It's more like the eagerness of a racehorse at the starting gate. But the fact is, I'm scared silly every time. The radio comes on, saying, "Brace yourself, 5 seconds." It's the endless wait in the dark that causes the shakes, thinking that they've forgotten you, that the ship has somehow been hulled and stayed in orbit, dead, and soon you'll buy it too, unable to move, choking.
Drop status?
Drop is 35% complete, man.
Clang. It's my turn as my capsule slams into the firing chamber. Almost at once, I felt the capsule twist and sway. Weight that builds up quickly until I was at my full weight. For that planet, 0.87 G. As the capsule reached terminal velocity for the upper atmosphere, The outer shell burned away and sloughed off unevenly, for it tumbled. Then the rest of it went, and I straightened out. The turbulence brakes of the second shell bit in, and the ride got rough, and still rougher as they burned off, and the second shell began to go to pieces. It began to get too warm inside the capsule, and I began to think about landing. The first charge cut all the straps. The second charge exploded the plastic egg away from me in 8 separate pieces, and I was outdoors, sitting on air, and I could see. So I stretched, getting the kinks out, and looked round, then doubled up again and straightened out into a swan dive, face down, and took a good look. We were being posted to investigate an outpost whose communication had been long dead. We thought it would be a relatively straightforward operation, with maybe a minor bug hunt. Dizzy was one of our finest troopers. She had all the makings of a sergeant. We'd developed a strong bond during boot camp. As we approached the outpost, she gave me a look of concern and fear. She had a feeling we were in for a fight.
Whiskey Outpost, do you copy? This is Roughneck 20 on TAC 3. Come in, please.
Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. Are you ready for battle? Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to show them your will and your might?
They get in your mind. Look, they did it to Farley. They got in his mind. They make you do things. They made Farley call headquarters. The distress call was trapped.
I know there'll be losses. I know we might fall. If I'm alongside you, I'm giving my all. If I die, I will die with you. If I die, I will die for you.
They're just like us. They want to know what makes us tick. They want to know us so they can keep
If I die, I will die with you. If I die, I will die for you.
Roughnecks, this is lethal. Prepare for attack. I repeat, we're trying to attack.
Where's the retrieval boat?
Mayday, Mayday, this is Roughneck 20 to battle group. Do you read?
Oh, God! We're gonna die! Don't you understand? We're all gonna die!
Are you ready for battle? Are you ready to violate? Are you ready to show them your will and your might?
When I got my first sight of a bug, my mind jumped right out of my skull. It was seconds later that I realized that I'd killed it. They broke out 3 places at once. That's when we took the casualties.
Johnny, I'm dying. Dying.
No. You're gonna be alright, Diz.
It's alright. Because I got to have you. Johnny, don't let me go.
If I die, I will die with you. If I die, I will die for you. If I die, I will die with you. If I die, I will die for you. I will die for you. I will die for you.
Johnny, I'm sorry it had to be your unit on P. That mission had a very low survival probability.
The bugs laid a trap for us, didn't they?
Elegant proof of intelligence, isn't it? We thought there might be a brain bug on P.
You knew and you sent them anyway?
We couldn't afford to launch an operation if there wasn't one. You don't approve? Well, too bad. We're in this for the species, boys and girls. It's simple numbers. They have more. And every day I have to make decisions that send hundreds of people like you to their deaths.
Didn't they tell you, Colonel? That's what the mobile infantry's good for.
I hope you're ready for more. We're going back to P to capture that brain.
The Roughnecks are always ready, sir.
I hear they need a new lieutenant. Want the job?
I'll take it until I get killed or you find someone better.
Rico's Roughnecks! Rico's Roughnecks!
We landed, and the bug hunt began. Quiet at first. Then, that terrible noise began. A tremendous shockwave struck me as I bounced and slapped me sideways. Was that our sappers putting down their corks? First section, brace yourself for another shockwave. I landed sloppily, almost on top of a group of 3 or 4 bugs. They weren't dead. They weren't fighting. They just twitched. I donated them a grenade and bounced again. "Hit him now," I called out. "They're groggy. And mine that next." The second blast hit as I was saying it. "Colonel, call off your section, and everybody, stay on the bounce and mop up." Was ragged and slow, too many missing troopers, as I could see from my display. But the mop-up was precise and fast. I ranged around the edge and got half a dozen bugs myself. The last of them suddenly became active, just before I flamed it. Why did the concussion daze them more than it did us? Because they were unarmored? Or was it because that brain bug somewhere below was dazed? To find the second section, so I might be out of touch for a while. I jumped down in the hole at once, as my nerve was slipping. Behind me I heard, "Fire squads, follow me!" and the colonel jumped down too. Then I led them down the tunnel. The second section had followed. I decided to keep us together. And I decided that none of us would be captured. don't know where they came from. One instant, everything was quiet. Then, I heard the cry of bugs, bugs from behind me. I turned, and suddenly bugs were everywhere. I suspect that those smooth walls are not as solid as they look. We couldn't use flamers, we couldn't use bombs, too likely to hit each other. But the bugs didn't have any such compunctions between themselves, if they could get one of us. But we had hands, and we had feet. It couldn't have lasted more than a minute. Then, there were no more bugs. Just broken pieces of them on the floor. But 4 troopers down. Yeah, it's me. What's your position and situation?
We're in bug city, 20 meters up ground position. South 42, East 118. Situation is...
I repeat, South 42, East 118.
The situation is extremely hostile.
We found the bugs that had them besieged. That fight didn't last any time at all. And there it was, the brain bug. Carmen, having crash-landed after surviving the breakup with Roger Young, had been using the brain bug to defend herself against the remaining bugs. They didn't dare attack in case they literally injured their own brain. We disposed of all the bugs except for the slow, pulsating brain bug. You know what this is? I held up the small nuke. Sure you do. You're some kind of big, fat, smart bug, aren't you? Come on, I indicated to Carmen. I met up with her. We exited the cave. The brain bug clearly understanding the situation.
This is Roughneck 20. Brain bug side moving west, grid 5.
Was a drill instructor named Zim who captured a brain.
Zim! Zim got the bug! Zim got the bug, man!
Good job, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir. It'll be private, sir.
Carry on, Private.
Yes, sir!
scientists are working around the clock to probe its secrets. Once we understand the bug, we will defeat it.
Another buck hunt, boys. This one was a little different. Since they still hold our prisoners, we can't bomb them. So this time, we go down, stand on it, hold it, and take it away from them.
The ships. We have the weapons. We need soldiers. Soldiers like Lieutenant Stack Lumley's.
Fucking Aaron now, Captain.
And Captain Carmen Hernandez.
This is the captain speaking.
Soldiers like Private Ace Levy and Lieutenant John Rico. We need you all. Service guarantees citizenship.
Rich, Rico's roughnecks, ready to drop. 31 seconds, Lieutenant. Good luck, boys. This time we take 'em.